Good morning, YouTube. Mike the Rinnai guy here. How are we all doing today? Hope we all had a safe and productive week. All right, today I have a surprise for you. This is like a game changer. We have here Rinnai's new, let me grab the box. It is their 107-000-450. It is their dedicated recirculation valve. Basically, what this thing does is, as you remember from my other videos, when you have a dedicated return line, you have to put a check valve, a T, a bunch of fittings, bleeder valve, yada, yada, yada. What this thing does, as you can see up here, it takes the place of that T, a couple of fittings, and the check valve. So we're going to take this off and we're going to show it. We're going to move the camera. We're going to show it. But basically, what you're doing is, if you have an RUR unit or an RU unit that has a dedicated return line. Now remember, this is not for the thermal bypass valve. It's for a dedicated return line. So you have your cold water, your hot water, and your dedicated return. Today I figured we don't need to have a tankless put here. Just set up a prop here on the workbench and show you the piping. So what this thing is going to do is it's going to take the place, and we have the valve kit that we showed from last week. It's going to take the place of the cold water inlet valve. So in the box, just say we have an RUR 199, and inside the box you're going to have 3 of these bubble wrap bags. One's going to have the cold water, one's going to have the hot water, and remember, one's going to have the relief valve. And what you're going to do is you're not using this. What you're going to do is you're going to take this out of the box. It comes in 2 pieces. It has a valve kit. So it has the on-off valve. It has the flush port. Just like with the hot water, you got the on-off valve, you got the flush port. But it comes with this special fitting that has another on-off valve and another drain, bleeder, flush port, however you want to consider it. All right, so just like with the other, hot water is pretty much straightforward, you know, from whatever piping you have up into the hot water valve. Now, I'm showing plastic adapters. We are not using them. This is for demonstration purposes only. Remember, names have been changed to protect the innocent. We're going to be using these, the transitions. So no matter what you do, you're going to be using the transition metal to CPVC, or if you're using Uponor or PEX, that's going to be metal to PEX, or with like the Uponor and some of the PEX, it's all metal. All right, so hot water, pretty much straightforward, out of the piping up into the tank. Cold water from the piping. Your check valve, again, arrows on the check valve, put them all the way around, so that you remember, do it before you install it. You know the directions, just like with the regulators, arrows. You can't make a mistake. So, check valve, remember spring-loaded check valves only, not the clappers, spring-loaded. Then up into your cold water. Now, you have this fitting. That fitting has a spring-loaded check valve in it. And is the T. So, plus there's a union half. And again, when we take it off, we're going to show it. So this actually is a swivel, just like this, the way you make them up into the bottom of the tankless. This has the same type of fitting on it. So it's very simple if you have to remove this. You don't need to cut the return side. All right, so now you have a valve, you have a bleeder port. Then we come down, we have another valve that you have to install, a drain. And yes, I forgot to bring the T, so in case it falls off, I brought the wrong hose bit with me. So we're just going to leave that there. And then it's your return. The reason you have a valve here and the bleeder is that you can shut this off, which now isolates the cold water in the tankless. Remember, this line is going to go up through the house, going all the way around the house to that last fixture. Then there's a T on that last fixture, which most likely might be the vanity, or it could be a kitchen, whatever, one of those type of fixtures. Then it's going to come all the way back. So this valve here shuts this part of the system off, and then you can bleed this out so that you can get all the air out of the return line. So this is like a game changer because it's very simple now. It is like $80. So I think it's around $78. Any, so like supplyhouse.com has it. Rinnai you can get it from. You can get it from a Ferguson or a Noland or whatever supply house happens to be a Rinnai rep. If they don't have it in stock, they can get it. But supplyhouse.com does stock quite a few of them. So again, that is a game changer. So I'm going to now we'll move the camera over, we'll disassemble this, and then I'll show it to you exactly what it looks like. All right, let's take this apart. Again, like I said, it's gonna fall. Oh, before I trip on it. And you will always glue your pipes in. Just get this out of the way so we're not gonna hit into it. All right, so take this off. I didn't feel like schlepping a tankless here. You really don't need to see. It's pretty much straightforward. You know, there's the cold water, there's the hot water on the tankless. Okay. All right, so here is the actual fitting. Let's get off. You can see here, this is a union half. I'll take that off. It's got an O-ring in it. Union, so that goes to the bottom. Again, that has an O-ring. And this here unscrews, so it comes as two separate pieces in the box. So this is your cold water valve, your cold water inlet with your flush port. And then this is, and then your T. And then this here is your return fitting. And as you can see right there, we have a check valve, spring loaded. So now that's your whole piping. And it all comes nice and neat in this box. Comes just like that. More like that. Now it also comes with a nice little instruction sheet. So again, it's a 107-000-450. Everything will be in the description below. But as you can see here, that's how it's made up. 6 1/8 tall by 5 7/8 across. You have your drain valve, your hose bib, included integral check valve. Then you have your return in port, your hose bib, your isolation valve, and your drain. It's all lead free, 3/4 inch. Again, it gives you all the dimensions. It's for every unit. So it doesn't matter. I mean, you know, anything with Circ Logic, you could use it for. And then they give you kind of like a little instruction how to pipe it in. Now, of course, the way I had it with this sticking straight out, you're going to have to play with it a little bit. You know, it might have to go on a little angle. You're really not going to put it to the right of the tankless because then your isolation valve is probably up against the wall. If your tankless is built off the wall a bit, like an interior one, you can bring it out about 1 3/4 inches, put it on 2x4s. You got a bit of room, you can get back here. It's all up to you on how you pipe it in, but you're going to end it like that. And as you can see, this here valve operates this drain. It doesn't isolate this. It just operates here. It just operates, see, as you can see, it's wide open. It just operates the drain. And it's the same type of valve as, I don't know if you can see it inside. I doubt it, but trust me, there's a little stainless steel ball in there. And it's the same type of drain that's on the actual drain port. Except here, it has the hex piece instead of the lever. And it all comes nice and neat inside the box. And Bob's your uncle. So again, 107-000-450, and that is the the Dedicated Recirculation Valve, DRV. That's what they call it. And I think it is a really good product because it saves you quite a bit of fittings. It also is going to save you quite a bit of time for it. Now, of course, if you happen to have a unit that has a cold water inlet, you already installed this, say a year ago, 6 months ago, and now the people are like, hey, I want you to run a dedicated line. And however you get it back, remember, an RUR unit that pump will handle 400 feet of 3/4 inch. So to say you open up a wall in a bathroom and bring the line up into an attic and bring that line through the attic into, say, the garage or a utility room, 400 feet of pipe is a lot of pipe. It's a 100 feet a 1/2 inch, but 400 feet of 3/4. 3/4 CPVC, 3/4 copper, 3/4 PEX, 3/4 Uponor, 3/4 is 3/4. That's it. Yes, some of the fittings are different because some of the fittings have a little bit smaller inside diameter. But if you're going with, say, CPVC, copper, or Uponor, it's pretty much the ID is the same. Okay? So you're going to have to remove this cold water inlet and replace it with this one. And as you can see here, I don't know why I put things away. There is a considerable height difference. So you will have to do some surgery on the cold water. But I feel it to be a lot better installation with this product. And I've been waiting a while to try to get my hands on one of them. And I finally got it. And actually I've had it for about a week, almost 2 weeks. But as you can see, they sent me a bunch of valve kits to show. And as you can see, the boxes look pretty much the same. And until we had some time because we've just been so busy, and I started putting stuff away, and I looked and I'm like, wait a minute, why does the box say different? And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, I got the piece, and I didn't even realize it. So that's why I said, let me get this thing out there and show it to you. Okay? So let me grab my again, I want to go over this constantly because I get a lot of questions on this. But I think you guys pretty much remember with the filters. And I'm going to bring this up every single video because it's very important. I get a lot of questions on it. I don't know how they're finding these things, but they're finding them. The filter that comes with every single Rinnai, white, very small screen, O-ring, plug. I got tons of videos on how to remove it, how to manipulate it, the tap size. Then there's this red one. It's the same thread, same O-ring, but it's got a red, it even locks in the same way. This is for a Demand Duo, a CHS 199. That is the commercial. That is a CU 199 made it to a 119-gallon tank. Do not use this filter on a standard Rinnai tankless heater. And I can't stress it enough. You'll be sending a ton of particles up into the heat exchanger and really causing yourself some undue stress. All right. Yep, that's it. Again, great product. Really going to save some time. We have, we're actually going to be using it on an install, I think in about 2 weeks, because we have a RUR 199. Most of ours, they never put a return line in. And you plumbers and techs out there, probably see the same thing in your state or country, that they don't run a dedicated return line. They just throw these units in and hope for the best. I mean, I've even had them where they throw RUR units in and never set up the recirc. They never put the thermal bypass valve in. They never put a controller in. They don't set up parameters. They don't do nothing. And then we had to go in there and then do this all install. So you're going to find that at least 98, 97, 98% of all my RUR installs, we're throwing the thermal bypass valve in. And for those of you that are watching this video, go back into my video, which is the series on the RUR, and it says thermal bypass valve. I have a whole prop with one side, one faucet, which you'll find, and I spin it, and you see what the thermal bypass valves look like. So you can go to that video, and you can just take a good snapshot of it and know how it gets installed. So that's what we find. And about, say, 2-3%, we find that they do have dedicated return lines. So, yeah, we have one. I think in about a week and a half or so, we're going to be doing, and I'm going to use this valve kit. And you'll find that on my Instagram. So you go on my Instagram, which is the Rinnai Guy Mike, and you'll see my install pictures, and that will be posted, probably about 2 weeks. All right, YouTube. I hope you enjoyed this video. All right. I don't. Your comments and your emails are just phenomenal. I cannot tell you how much my wife and I and my family appreciate the comments and the emails that you send me. I'm doing this to help you because I don't want to see your systems fail. And I don't want to see either someone not doing the right job, maybe you not putting in the right product, or they robbing you. And I see this constantly. And that's why I put this content out. It's really, really truthfully to help you people out there. I do not get any AdSense. I get nothing from YouTube. I do this because I believe in the product. I love the product. This is all I install. This is all I service. I won't touch anybody else's product. I apologize to people. Some people, yeah, I'll try to help, but I just won't do it. It's just too many parts, too many headaches, and they're not as loyal as Rinnai is. And I did this with Wild McLean Boilers in New York. They were very loyal to their customers, very loyal to their installers, very loyal to their distributors. Their product was good, their warranty was good, and their parts were available. Now, yes, the pandemic is holding stuff back. I have a lot of things that I just have jury-rigged right now because I'm waiting on parts, but that's all because of what's going on in the world. That has nothing to do with Rinnai. Other than that, before this pandemic, we had parts. You can walk from Greenland to Iceland to Scotland and not get your feet wet with parts if you had to. And if you know what movie that is, put it in the comments. So, again, I really greatly appreciate those comments. Now, again, I apologize to yous out there that I haven't answered your comments, but I still, no matter what I'm doing, and I even asked a good friend of mine that's a big YouTuber. He's from my other channel, the Mike's Woodshop. I have he's got a massive channel, and I sent him a message. And he has the same problem, and he's been on it. He's got 2.5 million subscribers, and he's been on the channel for many more years than I have, and he has the same problem. So, put the question in the comment, but then I always include my email in the comments. Email me the question, and then I will forward you my phone number and when to call me. And I'm in Eastern time. I live in Florida. My business and I live in Florida, so it's Eastern time. So and I will send you my phone number, and we'll go over what your problem is, or the size of the unit, or whatever you want to do. Okay, YouTube? Again, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate all those comments, the likes, the subscribes. Hit the bell, ding dong, for my content. There's content every Saturday out there. Okay? You all be safe out there, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye now.